So, what was going on in your life before you started working with me, and how have our coaching sessions impacted your life and overall well being?
So I think when we first started, I had lost my job and I was like kind of just going through that, and I had just started in the nurse coaching program. And I think I was more I don't want to use the word confused, but I think maybe that's where I was. I was very confused and I was like very frustrated and just irritated. And I actually was thinking about this today. I think I was like I felt like I was in this state of I'm once again, I've gotten to a point where I've found something that I want to do. I feel like I'm moving forward, and then something comes and it snatches it from me. And most of the time when it happens, it's always a financial thing. It'll be, it's either I'm going to something comes up and I have to pay for something, and that was money that I had saved, or this time it was lose a job. Like my whole entire financial foundation just like left. And I was just very anxious and nervous and frustrated because I'm the sole provider for my family. And I just, I wasn't sure what direction I needed to go at that point. And it was kind of like you just sort of showed up. I don't even know how that happened, how I even got connected on Facebook. Like, I don't even know, I don't even remember how it was that I saw you and Emily on there for the 75 spiritual. I don't even know how it popped into my field, but it was kind of like after we talked, then it was like I maybe that's what I need. I need somebody to help me in this moment because I can't. I felt like I couldn't help myself. And going through this with you, I was able to do some deep dives and learn a lot about myself, some things that was kind of holding me back. Um, and keeping me from seeing my future. I think I always like in my mind, I'm always like, yeah, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to this point. I'm going to do this. But it's like there was never a true trajectory of where I'm going to go or how I'm going to get there. And then I think with you just kind of talking things out and working on things in a more spiritual way, I was able to find some of the roots of the things that I had fears about. Or, I mean, one of the subjects that we talked about was something that happened in my childhood. And it was kind of like I didn't even really realize that that was a thing that was bothering me until it just rose up that day. And I realized, God, that's a root. It's roots and it's tethering me to the ground, and I need to do something about it. And since then, all the things that I've been doing and working on, and it's just kind of like it just flows better. Like I'm realizing that yes, I can be a coach, and yes, I can own my own business, and yes, I can I can do everything I want to do. Even simple things like just we talk about me exercising, and it was like I couldn't even get that to balance that into my life, and it's like you're just making it much more difficult than it has to be, Michelle. These are the literal conversations I have with myself, like that you're just making it difficult. It literally, Michelle, 15 minutes, you can do this. Just go do something. And then I just go do it. And then I'm like, why you make it so hard? Just, it's great. You can do this. Or meditating. I mean, like now it's to the point where if I don't do it, I feel like I've missed out on something in the day. So I just go do it. And it's like breathing. That's what it feels like. It's just like I'm breathing. So it's voluntary. It's just an involuntary response. If my mind says go do it, just go do it, even if I'm gonna end up with these allergies. So I think I've it has awakened things in me that I just know needs to be done. It's not a matter of when, I mean, it's not a matter of how I'm gonna do it. It's just gonna happen. I don't have to wait to get it done. If I think I can do it, then just do it. And I think one of my other things was I didn't think I had this in me, but I had like a fear of failure. And so some things it's like I would do it and I'm like I was assured I'm going to be successful, so I would just get it done. But there were some things where it was like, no, I don't know if that's going to work for me. And then I wouldn't do it. And I just, sometimes I'll sit down and be like, what would have hurt you if you had done it? If you had done it and it didn't work, then it was just a lesson and then you can move on from that and then you do something else. Now I feel like when I want to do something, I just get it done. And if it doesn't work out or if it, I'm just like, yeah, that's not for me, then it's okay. It's a win no matter what. So you just gave me a better perspective and mindset on how to deal with my life. I know I said a whole bunch of stuff, but it's the ADHD brain. It just goes, it keeps on going.
It's your amazing brain. And everything that you have set your mind to, you have done. It's impressive to watch you grow and just absorb so much and put so much into action. It's been mind blowing. It's been beautiful, a beautiful journey to experience.
Yeah, for me too. For me too. I always think to myself, like, why did I not meet somebody like you when I was in my 20s or my 30s? I would have been phenomenal right now. But then I think, I had to go through the journey that I did through my life so that I can get to this point. Because if I didn't carry all of my me's with me, the journey when I got here probably would not have been the same. I would probably have a completely different outlook.
And you know what I'm going to tell you? Whatever's bubbling up for you, whatever's coming up for you that you felt like you wanted to do when you were in your 20s or 30s that you could have flourished,
Right. Just do it.
that's possible right now.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So where does that 20, 30-year-old you want to take you?
Oh, I know. I've done like so much journaling and writing and I think like right now that 20 or 30-year-old person just wants to have something that is her own.
What would that?
Like I've never dreamed of having my own business. Like people do like Tupperware and Avon and stuff like that. And I've dabbled in those little things, but never did I ever be like, I want to have my own business. I want it to be mine. I want to be in charge of my own thing. And I don't want somebody else to tell me what to do, or I have to be on somebody else's time. I've never felt that before. And I don't know. Sometimes for me, it's like things has to go in increments for me to get it. I know that sounds crazy, but like I ended up working in a job where I worked from home. Well, at first, when I came home, it was more like, I was just so tired of being in the hospital and it had burnt me out so much. So it's like I needed a sabbatical, but I couldn't just like not work. So then I'm here and I'm doing a home job. And I thought, this isn't so bad. I can do that. I can do this all day. And then afterwards it's like, but no, I don't want to do this job all day. What else could I do? And then I had to think about what would make my spirit sing? And I went back to what I first started when I went to school, which was psychology. I mean, that's what I studied, psychology and social science, was understanding people and helping people and getting to know them and trying to find that thing that was inside of them and bring that out. And that was kind of where I started from. And that's what led me into the nurse coaching part. Because then afterwards, once I read what nurse coaching was, I was like, that's me. I can do that. And so here I am.
It
And
was describing you. It was describing who you already are.
yeah, it's to the point where when I started nursing school, they ask you why you want to be a nurse and what your purpose is or whatever. And I reread that because we had to do the same thing in the nurse coaching program. So I went back and I reread what I wrote in nursing school because I was like, I wonder what I said. And when I
Remember,
read it, yeah, it was like I was a nurse coach when I wrote that. That's crazy. So then that's what I told them. I like kind of took parts out of there and I was like, this is literally what I wrote during nursing school. It's insane. And actually, in the nurse Practitioner program, I use excerpts out of there, and I told them the same thing. And I told them I was in a nurse coaching program and kind of like my dream of what I want to do. That's what my professor said she remembered from my entrance interview. She was like, your words. She was like, that's amazing. She goes, though there are people in the world who want to come in and be a nurse practitioner or to be a nurse, and it's about money. That's all they see. She goes, but then there's people who they're here on a journey and they want to heal. And she's like, there's not a lot of you out there. And I just thought, oh, that's sweet. Okay.
Yeah, it's so true. And you have a passion in you, and you have a natural, organic way that this flows through you that it motivates you to keep going too. As you continue to do your own work, and you mean you've been able to help your mom take care of herself differently,
Hmm.
connect with her differently.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Even she's like, it, I don't know, she just seems like different. I'll even give you a joke about her. So yesterday she was watching the news because that's the thing. She like watches the news and she gets upset. She hears all the things happening. She'll start getting, she'll be barking at the TV. And then all of a sudden she's like, I don't want to do that. I think I'm going to turn this down and I'm going to go to my little beach scene on the YouTube. And she goes, and I'm just going to sit here and just meditate. And I thought, did you just say you're going to meditate? And I was super excited, like, that is crazy. But it's not.
You brought that out of her. You
Yeah.
showed her that that was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because clearly it was always inside of her too.
Exactly. Exactly. And other people that I've interacted with just like one of my friends called me yesterday and she was in a panic state and I was working and she was just like, well, I'll just talk to you later. Don't even worry about it. I'll just talk to you. I'm just really anxious. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, how about we stop for a minute and I just need you to take some breaths. I need you to breathe. I said, let's go through a breathing exercise. Well, I'd never done one with her. And she just kind of was like, okay. And then she sat in the chair and we did a whole breathing exercise. And I was like, are you okay now? How are you feeling? And she's like, I mean, I feel better. I was like, are you sure? Yeah, I think so. I was like, so what was it you were upset about? And then she could literally explain to me what was bothering her. So I was just kind of like, I guess we have to teach people the new way of living because they've been living one way. Everybody has been living one way, and we assume that that was the right way. And then when you get an actual taste of what the real way is, how you can live in a more spiritual, grounded, peaceful way. You don't want to go back to the chaos and you want to tell everybody about it.
Yeah, definitely. So, how are you going to tell people about it, and how are you going to continue to be this nurse coach now in
Yes.
the next
Yeah.
step? What's your
Yeah.
goal in the next 3 to 6 months?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I've been writing on that too. So my big thing right now is just, it's there was so much that has gone on within the last, 6 months. And I just haven't had a moment to breathe, I think, So I was just like, I'm going to take this time to, once, nurse coaching is done and these classes are finished and I'm transitioning into the next set of classes, is just take a moment to really breathe and focus on what it is that I'm actually supposed to be doing. I know kind of in a way how I want my business to be. I know I want to do one-on-ones and I'm probably going to do group sessions. Um, I do know that, and I think it's the last two clients that I had that kind of like solidified the fact that I think I need to focus more in on like in a spiritual somatic healing way, um, in my coaching because that is the type of people that are coming to me, people who have like childhood trauma, people who are something has happened to them and they need a space where they can work out whatever it is within them. And sometimes I mean, I literally had somebody who was just coming to me because she wanted to learn time management skills. And then by the time we were done with the time management, it was like she realized, oh, wait a minute. I don't take care of myself. I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to do to take care of myself. And I was able to help her figure figure out how to make blend that into her life, even though her life was extremely busy. So I know that that's where I want to go with that. I've One of the things that I'm trying to practice right now is the money part, because I told you that it's the asking for the money that just like gives me like the icky EBGB feelings. But I was like, I need to remember what my worth is. And so I have to be able to speak that out. So um
Have
I've
you
written it out. I haven't like said it out
found
loud.
what your worth is? Like, have you written down
The things that I think I'm
what
worthy
you
of.
want to, not even that, like everything that you have done with your clients so far,
Hmm.
all of your clients, we can call them pro bonos
Hmm.
because, but because there was no actual money exchange. But overall, with the energy exchange that you
Hmm.
and the experiences and the energy that you put into them, the healing that took place, and the time
Right.
we're able to do that in, what is that worth to these people? What is that worth to you in your life if you were able to, since you were able to do all of these things for yourself, what has that changed for you? How has that added value into your life?
Right. I mean, I know what it was to have somebody where I could speak to them and I could share my thoughts. And like with us, just like there's this, like you called it, like this energy exchange in which I'm learning from you and I'm gaining a new perspective on how to deal with my life as opposed to the way I've always been doing it. I don't know how to put a value on that. I mean, like, but I think I keep going into the range of like, I feel like I'm worth $1,000 a month if I'm doing 3 sessions a month. So $3,000 for a 3-month package. But then I also think that there are so many people out there who can't afford it, and I know I'm not supposed to figure out if they can afford it or not. But if you know a person and they're seeking your help and you know for a fact that they don't have it, it's like, is that the person that I need to like do the pro bono with, or is that the person I need to barter with? Like, if you make me 3 breads, then I'll give you 3 sessions. I don't know how to figure that out, but
It
I
depends
will.
on how you want to run your business.
Right. Okay,
Do
so
you
an example would be is like the pro bono person that I'm working with now. I chose to continue with her because she actually is a designer, and so she will help me with my web page. She does that kind of stuff. So then I was just kind of like, well, then I have something I can get from her, and that I don't know nothing about web pages, so that works for me. So that was a fair exchange and it was kind of like she's sincere enough to be like, I value your time. And she's like, and you're busy. So she's like, we'll just meet 2 times a month if that's what you want to do. And I was like, that's perfect. So, but somebody else, I'll have to be able to speak it out and say my price and, wait for the yes or the no. And not be completely unattached from it. Just like, because I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for you, the customer.
Yeah, and like what would happen 3 to 6 months down the line
Hmm.
if you don't do something about your business and you don't start charging for your services? What would happen then?
Right.
And we're just looking at the possibility of if things don't change.
Right. Well, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like I'm just going through all of this stuff to just get my business, start to get the pieces of my business put together. So like I don't even have a name for it. I don't even know what I'm going to name my business yet. I don't um my other coaching partner that we chit chat and we talk to and stuff, she had sent me like the discount for Cohere. And she was just like, we can like get our business started up. And I was like, I can get it on there. I can be on there and I could start doing the little things to start working to build it. But she was just like, and the client, she goes, but should we do it? Because we don't even have clients. And I'm like, well, it's kind of like when you build a baseball field and you're just like, if you build it, they'll come. I was like, um, so I got that part of the business started and I just checked that off and then I'll just work on everything in increments.
So
I think my big
got
things, I signed on to Cohere.
you signed on the Cohere.
Hmm. Yeah. And so my thing right now is I think I need to I have to meet people. I'm here in this house all day. And so I don't meet anybody. I don't know I mean, the people I'm interacting with are the people that I work with all day. And we don't interact. We're literally text messaging each other all day long. So, um, I need to go out and meet people, and that's how I'm going